nation's economic engines sputter out one after another, and public anxiety about the future reaches a peak. What kind of leader will its people choose? A physician capable of prescribing pragmatic remedies, or a hardliner who offers an emotional outlet? In recent years, far-right politicians in Japan, like Sanae Takaichi, have not been marginalized for their radical historical revisionism and military expansionist agendas. On the contrary, their influence in Japanese politics has continued to grow. This is no coincidence. With Sanae Takaichi's erroneous remarks and militaristic ambitions, we must ask who or what has chosen Sanae Takaichi, and what cards from her winning hand or the bad hand that seemingly underpins her hardlines. First, the answer lies in Japan's bleak economic data. In recent years, the nation's economic engines have sputtered out one after another. Real incomes have fallen rather than risen. Young people see no upward mobility, and the elderly worry about their pensions. This pervasive sense of loss and anxiety provides the most fertile soil for nationalism. When a society cannot find an anchor for hope in reality, it easily becomes lured by a fictional, collective past glory. The Strong Japan and Post-War System Revision, advocated by Sanae Takaichi, offer a seemingly grand yet simplistic emotional outlet for this widespread anxiety. This is a classic case of political diversion, shifting focus from complex structural economic problems to external confrontation, where emotions can be vented. So what are Japan's structural economic problems? Japan's economy is not merely weak, it is facing a crisis born from the convergence of structural, cyclical, and external factors. For any economy, growth is the ultimate imperative. However, Japan's most fundamental engine, external demand, is sputtering. The US tariffs have landed a direct blow on the Japanese economy's vital point, its automotive industry. The plunge in exports have sent a chilling deep freeze through this globally dependent nation. With its external growth engine failing, what about its internal growth engine? The internal capacity for self-sustenance is also faltering. The continuous decline in real wages for Japanese workers means households are tightening their purse strings. Persistently weak domestic demand, coupled with a wave of bankruptcies among small and medium-sized enterprises, indicates a mass necrosis of the economy's capillaries. With such a crisis, the government's instinctive choice is to borrow and spend. But Japan is already drowning in debt, with government obligations exceeding twice its GDP. According to International Monetary Fund data, Japan's government debt to GDP ratio is projected to reach 237% in 2024, far surpassing that of other major economies, including Italy, the US, France, the UK, China, India, and Germany. The Japanese economy is now trapped in a state of extreme fragility. The economic quagmire provides fertile ground for nationalism, but a catalyst is still needed. This catalyst is the deliberately manufactured and amplified security anxiety. Through relentless amplification by Japanese politicians, an external environment of peril on all sides is constructed. Once public fear is ignited, people's focus naturally shifts from strained wallets to security crisis. At this point, the radical proposals advocated by figures like Sanae Takaichi, increasing military spending, abandoning the pacifist constitution, and strengthening military alliances, are no longer seen as dangerous adventurism. In the eyes of many, they become necessary self-defense. The ingenious part of this logic is that it forms a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more she exaggerates the threat, the more tense regional relations become. And the more tense the relations, the more they seem to validate her narrative, thereby providing a pretext for the next step in military expansion. Since taking office, Sanae Takaichi has persistently sought to expand military capabilities toward Southwest. Beginning in 2015, Japan initiated the deployment of self-defense forces and various weapon systems to Yonaguni Island. In 2016, a permanent Japan ground self-defense force base was formally established on the island.
最初は監視部隊だったじゃないですか。で、入ってしまったやん。で、次々やってきたじゃん。ミサイル基地まで作ろうとしてるね。海の浮かぶ航空母艦になってしまったよ、ここは。
Recently, Japan's Ministry of Defense has deployed medium-range surface-to-air missile system on the island. Beyond this initial deployment, future plans also call for the stationing of additional missile and electronic warfare units there.
近隣諸国を刺激するような、挑発するような取り組みが準備がなされ、またそれを進めるような発言が軽率になされるっていうことは大変問題だというふうに思います。
The political and military adventurism of Japanese politicians is not saving the economy. On the contrary, it's backfiring on it. Sanae Takaichi's erroneous remarks are first and foremost impacting the most sensitive area, people-to-people exchanges.
やっぱりもう外国人観光客の方もたくさんいるので、中国の方もその中では結構多い割合だったので、もうなかなか辛いとは思います。もう。
Tourism was once a vital cash cow for Japan. However, political adventurism has had an immediate impact, reflected in the sharp decline of tourism and consumption sector stock on the stock market. According to some institutional estimates, this could directly erase 0.36% of Japan's GDP, with projected economic losses exceeding 2 trillion yen, approximately $12.8 billion.
This situation, many Chinese tourists are stopping to come to Japan, and then it also causes damage to the tourism industry in Japan. The automotive industry, as you mentioned, we have a good market in China so far, but we are afraid of losing this very large market from the Japanese side. But also, China is exporting materials, so we are really concerned about it.
The more profound consequence, however, lies in how escalating military deployments and defense spending relentlessly crowd out precious resources that should be dedicated to social welfare and technological advancement. In an aging society, every single penny counts. To spend money on fostering confrontation instead of solving structural problems is the equivalent of drinking poison to quench a thirst. This creates a vicious, self-reinforcing cycle, a death spiral. It works like this. A weaker economy breeds greater public anxiety, which makes far-right rhetoric more popular. This pushes the government towards more aggressive military and foreign policies, leading to heightened regional tensions, disrupted economic cooperation, and a deteriorated external environment. This in turn deals another blow to Japan's economy, further deepening social anxiety, and the cycle continues. Sanae Takaichi acts as an accelerator within this very spiral. Her rise signifies the shrinking space for rational policy debate, as fervent identity politics and nationalist sentiment gain the upper hand. Ultimately, the selection of Sanae Takaichi reveals a crisis far deeper than economic data. A society lost and adrift, grasping at a dangerous straw. Nationalism cannot create wealth, solve the low birth rate and aging crisis, or revitalize technology. Its only expertise lies in igniting emotions, manufacturing conflicts, and dragging the nation from internal crisis into very real external dangers.
ผมเห็นว่าถ้อยแถลงของนางทาคาอิจิซานาเอะนายกรัฐมนตรีญี่ปุ่นสะท้อนแนวโน้มในการฟื้นฟูความคิดทางทหารนิยมของญี่ปุ่นซึ่งถือเป็นเรื่องที่น่ากังวลเป็นอย่างยิ่งครับเพราะประเด็นนี้ไม่เพียงเป็นการแทรกแซงกิจการภายในของจีนแต่ยังเป็นการท้าทายระเบียบหลังสงครามโลกครั้งที่2อย่างชัดเจน
Sanae Takaichi today appears to be repeating the most dangerous chapter from the history textbooks, attempting to resolve intractable domestic socio-economic conflicts through external confrontation. This is a risky gamble, and the stakes are nothing less than the future of the Japanese people.
台湾有事先導するな日中戦争
そのバカなね発言をして、で実際日本は今国防費をね軍事費をね倍にするとか言っていて、どう考えてもこれ戦争を準備することになると思うんですよ。それは我々市民としてね反対していかなければいけない。日中友好というのは非常に大事です。前の戦争で日本軍がね中国を侵略して大変なご迷惑かけたっていうのもこれ事実ですから、そういった反省の上に立って日中の友好というのを作り上げていかなければいけないし、
敗戦と同時に私たちがもらった憲法の9条特に特化している平和憲法、これは絶対に壊したくないの。特にアジアの人たちに対しての戦争責任、これを曖昧にしながらこの国が敗戦を迎えた後も政治の壇上に上った、これが、大きな間違いだと思ってます。
For Japan today, recognizing the true nature of Sanae Takaichi's hand is perhaps the first step to breaking this death spiral and avoiding the national disorientation. Otherwise, when political decision-making fundamentally contradicts the laws of economic development, these bad cards she holds will only become dead weight, accelerating Japan's decline.